Okay, so yo, what's up guys, mine's Bear the Boff, or Bear, whatever you want to call me, and in today's video I wanted to do a sort of Gunzerker OP8 build, sort of show you the money shot build for the Gunzerker. Like, this is probably one of the most powerful builds in Borderlands 2, easily the best solo raid bossing build in Borderlands 2, and so I thought I'd show you guys the setup. I know there's loads of videos out there, but I thought, you know, why not? Like I say, if you saw my last video, you'll know that I was talking about how I wanted to do some stuff like this. So I thought I'd try it out. So let's get straight into it. So I'm going to go over the guns first, then I'll go over the skill tree, and then I'll sort of go over why each thing is so good. And I'll talk about it as I'm going through. But to start off with the guns, the main setup in this is going to be the Unkempt Herald and the Grog Nozzle. These two guns in a combination on Gunzerker is just insane. It just works so well. You've got the Unkempt Herald, which can do absolutely crazy damage. You've got the Grog Nozzle, which has a really high slag chance with obviously the healing factor. And the fact that Gunzerker can have these out at the same time, it honestly makes for some really good survivability. Gunzerker just cannot die, really. Unless, like, you know, you get caught in a bad situation, Gunzerker is pretty much unkillable. As for the third gun, it's really kind of just based on what you're doing. Like, I've got the Maggie here because I was fighting the dragons recently. So obviously dragons, you want to shoot them down, but you don't want to make them immune to an element. So, you know, but if you were going to fight Cormorants, for example, you could whack on an interfacer for the fire damage, being as the Unkempt Herald's not as good. So with this gun here, it's just based on what you're doing, really. Now the fourth gun is going to be the Lady Fist. Now this is because if you go into Gunzerk and you Gunzerk and you Grog and your Unkempt Herald, when your Unkempt Herald gets close to the money shot, if you click the button to the Lady Fist, which I've assigned it to right because it'll swap the Grog Nozzle with the Lady Fist because you want to have the Unkempt Herald out still. When you shoot that money shot, or any bullets you shoot will gain the critical hit damage of the Lady Fist. So being able to, like, you know, you're shooting a boss, you switch to it as money shot comes up, and you can do some massive damage. It's really good. So that's why we've got that there. As for the shield, we're going to go with the Rough Rider. I'll explain a bit more about this when I go into the skill setup, because there's a skill that really supports using this shield. But to be honest, you get damage resistance, you get a shit ton of health, and it is a good shield overall. As for the grenades, to be honest with the grenade, it kind of just, you can use whatever really. I love using the Quasar because it's just, you know, you can pull enemies about. If you're in danger, pull out a Grog, dash a grenade, you're back to full health, you're good. So the Quasar is a really cool grenade. As for the class mod, we're going to be using the Chaotic Evil Monk. Now occasionally you might switch to something like the Legendary Berserker, such as Master Gi, but for the most part it's going to be the Chaotic Evil Monk. And the reason for this is it gives, well, certain ones can give +6 to money shot. So you can end up getting money shot to a crazy amount of damage, which I'll go into in a second when I get into the skills. But the Chaotic Evil Monk is going to be the class one we're going to be using mainly. As for the relic, we're going to be using the Sheriff's Badge. You know, being as we're using the Grog Nozzle, Unkempt Herald, and a lot of the time you'll be using a pistol in this case too. The pistol damage, pistol fire rate is just amazing. I mean, 23.5% more damage on top of your Unkempt Herald damage. It just all adds up. It really does. But that's the main gear for the guns and everything I'm going to be using. As for the skill tree, we'll start on the left and make our way to the right, because the left and middle skill tree are primarily the ones you're going to spec most into. So to start off, locked and loaded, 5 out of 5 in this. You get increased fire rate every time you reload, and being as the Unkempt Herald hasn't got a huge magazine and it shoots multiple bullets at once, you're going to be reloading quite often. So as you're reloading, you're going to keep that fire rate constantly up, and it'll help a lot being able to get to the end of your clip, which will involve money shot, which I'll explain in a sec. Quick draw increases weapon swap speed and critical hit damage. Weapon swap speed is awesome, like I say, switching between the Grog and Lady Fist inside Gunzerk. But also, if you come out of Gunzerk and you're in a dangerous position, being able to swap to that Grog Nozzle quick and throw a grenade, it can save your life. It really can. Plus the critical hit damage is nice, you know, 10% extra damage. I'm your Huckleberry, increased gun damage again with pistols. Pistol build, it's, you know, we're built around pistols, so pistol damage, pistol reload speed, it's perfect. We're not going to go into all I need is one, because swapping weapons causes your next shot fired to deal additional damage. we're not really going to be swapping weapons that much apart from the Lady Fist, so you won't really find this that helpful. Majority of the time you might switch every now and then to the Lady Fist, but this ability wouldn't really get any use, so I wouldn't spec into that. Divergent likeness. When Gunzerking with two guns of the same type, you deal bonus damage. So being as we're going to be using, pistols, get bonus gun damage. Again, more damage on top of it. As you can see, he has a lot of skills dedicated to damage. That's a lot where the damage comes from. Now this is the whole skill to this build. This is the center point to this build. Money shot. The last round fired from your magazine deals massively increased damage. Guns with smaller magazines receive a smaller bonus. This skill works with all weapon types. So honestly, that whole guns with smaller magazines receive a smaller bonus, that's nothing to even think about. The thing is, what I was saying about Chaotic Evil Monk, it gives +6 to money shot. So if I was to take this off and we look at the skill, it gains 400% damage increase, which is a lot. It is a lot. You put the Chaotic Evil Monk on, and that goes up to 880% damage increase for the last round fired in your magazine, which is an insane amount. Now, that seems like, the last round, it wouldn't seem like, it'll only happen every now and then. But that's the thing, as I say about the Unkept Herald having a small mag and shooting, it consumes 6 ammo per shot, you'll get to that last round quite quick. But not only that, there's also this skill here, which I'll talk about now, Inconceivable. Your shots have a chance to not consume ammo the lower your health and shields, the greater the chance of free shots. And that also comes into why I'm using the Rough Rider. I'm sorry if this sounds confusing, guys, but basically what happens is you get money shot at the end of your clip, which can chain multiple times because of the free shot, which if you use the Rough Rider with 0 capacity, it always has the highest chance of free shot, meaning you're more likely to get a free shot, meaning you're more likely to get money shot to chain, meaning you can get absolutely masses and masses of damage onto an enemy, because if you can get that to chain, you're getting 880% damage per shot every single time you shoot. And it honestly happens often. It might seem like it wouldn't happen a lot, but it happens a lot. You'll often hear your money shot just constantly going off and off and off, and it is fucking sick seeing bosses just get destroyed. So that's that skill. That is the center point of this build. Autoloader, killing an enemy instantly reloads all the guns. Yeah, you're not really gonna want that. It kind of defeats the purpose of money shot. Killing an enemy reloads your gun. You're not gonna get to money shot. It doesn't make any sense really. Kill skill, killing an enemy increases fire rate and critical hit damage. Now I would say this is good, but as for doing raid bosses, a lot of raid bosses don't actually have enemies where this is going to be useful. And the fact is, it's only a short while, so it's not really that useful, to be fair. So I wouldn't spec into that. You can Gunzerk while in fight for your life mode. Now, it's only one skill point, and it is really good, really good. Sometimes you'll find yourself in boss fights going down, and being able to Gunzerk means you can, it's easier to get up a lot easier, because then you can slag and Unkempt Herald, and it's awesome. When you, especially in boss fights like Terramorphs or something, if you go down, being able to Gunzerk, you can get that slag and the Unkempt Herald. It's basically like you're not in fight for your life mode, you just move a bit slower. That's pretty much what it is then. It just turns into this whole build being the same, apart from you in fight for your life. So it ends up being a lot easier to get out than having to shoot someone with your Grog Nozzle to slag them, then change to your Unkempt Herald, get some shots off. It makes it a lot easier to get up. Plus with the Lady Fist and this, you can really clutch out some moments. It's crazy. Now, keeping it piping hot, while Gunzerking is in the process of cooling down, you gain bonus gun damage, melee damage and grenade damage. You see, the thing is, there's also a skill over here. Where is it? Which skill is it? Here. Shooting an enemy decreases your Gunzerking cooldown. This effect can only occur once every 3 seconds. So, basically, when you shoot an enemy, you get cooldown on your Gunzerk, even while you're Gunzerking. So, that means that your action skill's on cooldown. So this skill here, you get all the benefits from that because it's cooling down. So you get plus 25% gun damage, plus 25% grenade damage. The melee damage isn't really there, but again, it's the gun damage which is the crucial part to that skill. So speccing into there is quite a good skill to have. No kill like overkill. Killing an enemy grants bonus damage to the next shot equal to the amount of excess damage you dealt to your enemy you just killed. So this seems a bit like... that seems a bit confusing, but basically, if you kill an enemy, the amount of damage you did over how much it took to kill them will apply to the next enemy. And this isn't, I mean, it's not a massively crucial skill, but it's one skill point, and it can really help, like saying bosses like Terramorphous. If you kill one of the tentacles, you're just getting more bonus damage you can inflict on Terramorphous. So, you know, why not? So, onto the middle skill tree, Rampage. Like I say, we've got Inconceivable, we've been over that. It's a really good skill for chaining with the money shot. It's awesome. Now, all in the reflexes, increases reload speed and melee damage. Again, the melee damage isn't necessary. It's the reload speed you morely want because, again, this combines with, you know, this skill, reloading your gun, increases fire rate. You know, you get reload speed, more fire rate. It gets more, like, you know, you get faster and stronger as it goes on. So that's why you want that skill. Filled to the brim, increase your magazine size with all weapon types. Again, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You want to get to money shot as quick as you can. So adding more magazine size is just, you're hurting yourself in that spec. So you don't want to get that skill at all for this build. Increases the duration of Gunzerking. This you want to get. I mean, the more time you can spend in Gunzerking, the more time you can spend, you know, dishing out a shit ton of damage, keeping yourself alive, and just not having to worry about when your Gunzerk's going to be up next. Because the longer you can stay in Gunzerk as well, the more chance you've got of this skill proccing, so you can keep cooling down, so when you get out of Gunzerk, you can go back in. And if you can keep Gunzerking, then you don't have to worry about anything. Because in Gunzerk, like I say, you pretty much can't die. Now, steady as she goes, reduces recoil with both guns while Gunzerking. Additionally, each shot that hits an enemy has a chance to improve your accuracy of both guns. To be honest, accuracy isn't really a problem in this build. I mean, it's only one skill point, so I mean, if you could find a place for it, it might help, but accuracy isn't really something that you need to worry about with this build. The Unkempt Herald, the spread it's got is so amazing. It's like you're going to hit your target in some way. So 5 shots or 6, kill skill. Killing an enemy causes every shot fired to have a chance to add ammunition to the magazine instead of expending ammunition. Again, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Adding ammunition to the magazine, you might even pull yourself out of money shot, which you don't want to do. You really don't want to do that. Yeah, you could keep a really high infinite magazine pretty much with Inconceivable as well, but you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Again, you just don't want to get that. Now, Yippee-ki-yay is a really good skill. Killing an enemy while Gunzerking increases the amount of time you can Gunzerk. Now, if you were gonna go for a Gunzerking build based on, like, you know, overall, like not just raid bossing, because this build is towards raid bossing primarily, then this skill would help you a lot. You're able to keep, you know, your Gunzerking for longer, and with that skill, as well as, you know, the last longer and the get some skill, you can pretty much get your Gunzerk back by the time the first one's ran out. But as for raid bossing, like I say, not a lot of raid bosses have enemies in the boss arena, so you're not really going to be able to get the full benefit of this skill. Plus, you're going to be having to spend 5 skill points to really get the full benefit of it. So, in this kind of build, not very essential. In a build just based on overall Gunzerking, playing through the game, killing mob areas, it's a perfect skill. But for raid bossing, not so much. Now, double your fun. This skill is amazing. It's 1 skill point, and throwing a grenade while Gunzerking causes you to throw 2 grenades. So, basically, we're going to be in Gunzerk most of the time, so you're pretty much going to have 20 grenades. That's what that skill is. You're pretty much going to have 20 grenades. Every time you throw one, it's going to do more damage. If you've got Quasar, it's going to pull more. It's just going to do a lot more in general. It's 1 skill point. Why not? Now, get some. Shooting an enemy decreases your Gunzerking cooldown. We've been over this, you know. Like I say, when you're Gunzerking, as you're shooting an enemy, you're going to be getting cooldown for your next Gunzerk. So by the time you come out of your Gunzerk, it's either going to be ready or, you know, near enough to the point where you'll have to shoot an enemy maybe a couple more times and you'll get it back. So that skill is awesome. Now keep firing. While Gunzerking, the longer you hold down the trigger, the faster your guns fire and the faster you reload. This is a skill that it can just increase the potential of this build even more so. It's 1 skill point, and basically with Gunzerker, he's recharging ammo as he's shooting. Most of the time you're going to be shooting an enemy anyway, so basically keeping firing, keep shooting. You're increasing your fire rate, reload speed. It's awesome. And again, this works in conjunction with, you know, locked and loaded, increases your fire rate, and then increase reload speed. You can pretty much get to the point where you reload so quick, it's unreal. And then your fire rate gets up, and like I say, that can get quicker to your money shot, get more chances, you know, to get inconceivable to chain the money shot, because you get into money shot quicker as well. So it's a really awesome skill, and for one skill point, it's without a doubt a skill you want to go for. Now I'll go over these two skills in a minute, because those are skills I kind of just picked up with leftover points. But Insight, taking damage from enemies increase your movement speed and reload speed for a few seconds. I mean, if you're taking damage, you want to be able to move out of the way of where you're taking damage from. So getting hit, being able to move quicker, it's a really good skill to have, especially like in fights like Master Gi, where if you get hit, you want to be able to move quicker, so you're moving out of the way of his next projectile, so you can, you know, also heal quicker. And it lasts quite a while, to be fair. It's only a few seconds, but it really makes a difference when you're in a fight. Now, like I say, for these two skills, I kind of had leftover points, and I thought, you know, pop one in there, regeneration. Overall, you know, you're regenerating health every second. It's only 0.1%, but it's a little bit. Plus, it's a little bit more max health, so why not? But with this, reduces the duration of enemy elemental status effects on you. If any of you guys have played OP8 or play OP8 Borderlands 2, you will know that status effects can fuck you up really bad. If you get set on fire, if you get corroded, if you get, not so much electrocuted or slags, but if you get set on fire or corroded, it can just burn you out. To the point where if you are corroded, kill an enemy, you're most likely going to die because of the corrosion. And it means you want to kind of keep an enemy alive so you can heal until the corrode goes away. So having that, you know, the effect duration less, it can really save your life in time. But that's it for the skill points, guys. I'll go over these kind of why you don't want these. Like, to be honest, the middle and left tree are the ones that give you all the damage, all the boost to your Gunzerker, the ones that really overall help you. With these, it's like kill skill, killing an enemy reduces all damage taken. In OP8, it's not going to make a big difference at all. It really isn't. And like I say, killing an enemy, this being a raid boss build, it's not going to help you out a shit ton. I ain't got time to be wall Gunzerker, can you regenerate health? To be honest, you're going to have your grog out 90% of the time anyway, so if you're going to need to regenerate health, you're going to use the grog. Melee override, which is, it's pretty good because in certain situations, if you know, caught up, you can punch a boss away like Master Gi or something. But for the most part, it's not going to be that essential. It really isn't. So I'll just leave that. Out of bubble, increase fire of all gun types while your shields are depleted. That, to be honest, that is good. The fact that we're using the Rough Rider. But the thing morely about this skill tree is you have to get skills to get two skills. So I would have to put more skills into these to get to these bottom skills. Whereas I want to be speccing my points more into these skills on the middle and left tree, because they give me a lot more benefits than, you know, having to, like here I'd have to put more skill points into these two or these to get down to these skills. So a skill like Out of Bubblegum is good, but it's not worth really the points, you know, getting down there. And that goes for all these, to be fair. With all these skills here, it's mainly the fact that I don't want to spend skill points to get to these skills, because these two skills are pretty good, but they're something that's kind of just nice to have there, whereas all these skills that we've got here are really, really beneficial to the build. But yeah, guys, that's my Gunzerker build. As for an overall guide for Gunzerker, what you want to be mainly looking to do is the good thing about Gunzerker is his survivability. That's one of his best features. The fact that he can Gunzerk, you know, the Unkept Held and the Grog, he can do damage while staying alive. And that is why Gunzerker is one of, well, the best solo raid bossing character, because he has such good survivability. And the thing about this is, as other characters, you might stay back and, you know, hide a bit and try and like dodge attacks or stay out of the way of attacks. Gunzerker, it really doesn't matter. So with Gunzerker, what you want to be doing is, like, against bosses like Terramorphous, against Hyperius, you know, Veracidus. Well, Veracidus is hard, but for bosses, you mainly want to be staying close to them as well, because of, with the Unkempt Herald, it has a bullet spread. So if I shoot there, for some reason it's going over there. But if I shoot there, the bullets all go to the same spot. Whereas if I come back, the bullets spread out into more projectiles. and the further and further back you are, the more chance of them bullets getting to miss. But if you're close to a boss doing damage, all them shots, all of them are going into the boss, and that's all adding up damage. Like I say, with this target here, if I'm to shoot there, some of the bullets miss, whereas if I'm closer, all of the bullets hit, and it adds up for more damage. What you want to be doing as well is when gunzerking, you want to be, yeah, using your Uncapped Herald, but like I said previously, whenever that money shot's close on the Uncapped Herald, if you switch to Lady Fist, it's just adding up damage, because with the money shot, you get 880% damage increase, which is, you know, already a lot. But you add the Lady Fist to that, which is 800% damage, and it's a crazy amount of damage. And it can honestly just shred bosses, absolutely shred bosses all the way down. It's really good. So yeah, guys, that was my Gunzerker build. I'll probably play some clips to show you guys how well this build works against bosses and show you what's going down with the build. And yeah, I hope this was alright. This is the first time I've done like a character build, so I didn't really know how to sort of go about it. I didn't know whether to pre-record audio and play clips of me showing the build or do it live. But I thought it'd be better to do it live because I could show you each individual skill, talk about it, why it's useful, why other abilities aren't useful, and I thought that'd be the best way to go about it. So yeah, I hope this was a decent video. Like I say, you know, I haven't done it before, so I hope it's all right, and I should be able to get better in the future at doing these type of videos with the more and more I do them. So yeah, like I say, I'll probably put some gameplay out in the background to, well, after this, to show you guys what the build's like. And yeah, I'll catch you next time, guys.